Hello, everybody. It is February 5th, 2026, and this is Dad and his Lifetime Stories. This channel is raw and unedited, and most questions are just coming from the cuff. This is my dad, and his name is Mr. Bobby, and I'm his youngest son, Mark, just in case someone new is listening. If anyone has any questions for Dad, please leave them in the comments. Any question from his childhood or adult lifetime, just leave them in the comments and we'll definitely ask. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Especially send it to friends and family. Last video, which was before the really bad storm we got stuck in due to the ice here, we talked about Mom's wedding ring, and you paid $150 for it. We talked about how you were able to get it. Another thing you talked about with the Mexican or the Spanish people, when they would come in, the way you had to communicate with them is basically point, and you did work it out and were able to figure out what they were saying. And I still haven't found out who Robert Nichols is because no one has left it in the comments, period. Come on, somebody is playing a game with me and won't tell me who Robert Nichols is. All right. I have a question about television. Do you remember seeing your first TV at home, like description of it or anything?
Yeah. We have a giant screen over there. I don't know, it's probably about 30 inches by 40 or something like that. And it sits on a cabinet. And that first TV was about the size of that big screen right there.
Yeah, that flat
It
screen.
was a
55.
console.
Yeah, you got a 55.
55.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a console, and it was a humongous thing, but it didn't have very big of a screen on it.
To view it.
8 or 10 inches or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were just fortunate. My dad wanted to get one so he could lay on the carpet and take his nap down there and watch TV when he wanted to.
I know I've asked you that question a long time ago, but I just find it fascinating. The TV was actually that far back.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have favorite TV shows? You know, the kind of thing where you got on.
Well, our favorite thing to watch as a family, I guess, was wrestling.
You said that before. That's funny.
Okay. And my grandpa.
Back when people thought it was real.
Yeah, my grandpa Scott, he really liked it. He got with it. He got moving with it, you know.
Would he stand up and move around with them?
They'd probably kill him, you know, trying to keep up with them now because, man, they really knock one another around.
Yeah, physically, they were physical.
They look like they really mean what they're doing. But it was one of those, what would you call it?
Events?
It was an event that all the family, you know, got involved in.
So was that a Monday night, a Saturday night, or a Friday night?
It was usually a Friday or Saturday, mostly Saturday, I think. And there was a guy named, I never will forget, his name was Lou Thez. He was the champion of champions, you know, back then. And he wasn't very big, he was under 200 pounds, I think. But he was the champion, and that's whenever we didn't know it was a lot of put on, really, but I think it was back then too.
Well,
But
they knew who was going to win before they walked out there. They
I
had to
think
agree on
so.
that. Maybe that's where the real fight started.
But boy, they come at one another
Yeah.
and knock them down or kick them down. I seen this woman that she come in towards a person, and she just got up in the air and just man both feet. She
Kicked
just
her right in
kicked
the
the
chest.
fire out of them. And I didn't think a woman could get that high off the ground. Tell you the truth.
Well, they're athletic. I mean, whether you
Oh
want to admit
yeah.
it or not, you got to have some athletic ability to do it, even though it's not real.
Well, it's women against women, so it's
Right.
pretty well equal, you know.
Um, we talked a little. Well, we've talked about Uncle Lonnie a little bit and football and stuff. Um, I think Uncle Frank is approximately 5 years younger than you.
Yeah, yeah, something like
Did
that.
he? Now, did you say he was like the equipment manager when y'all were the
He was
football
man.
team?
Yeah,
Uncle Lonnie.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what he.
Did,
Well, to Lonnie and myself, uh, Frank was because his feet was too big to play football or basketball, I think. But I say that in jest or kind of facetious like. But I don't know whether he could have played or not. To tell you the truth, he
yeah.
possibly could have played because he's got some Scott, a lot of
Big.
Scott in him, you
Yeah.
know,
He's a big man. He's like Bobo
athletically.
Scott. He's a big guy.
He probably done pretty good in football.
Did he? I mean, did he? Did you play and did he tag along or did you like throw a ball with him or basketball or too much time? You had to work too much and didn't
We
have time to
didn't
play.
we didn't participate too much with each other. Not like me and you whenever you were growing up, or Joey whenever he was growing up.
Yeah, you would come out. I can remember
Yeah.
you been in your 40s and you'd come out there and play basketball or throw a football or a baseball with us.
Well, I remember one time whenever we first went to from West Memphis to Cabot, and there was a coach there named uh, Morgan, uh, and I'm trying to think of his full name. Short, stocky built guy,
Morgan Outlaw?
Morgan Outlaw.
Yeah, he was built like a football player
He was a big
or a
guy. He was
weightlifter.
kind of like my dad. You know, he was a big
Yeah.
man, but he had a long arm like a gorilla.
Yeah.
Is what Morgan had, and no sooner than that we got there, you found out that Joey played basketball, or I told him that he did, because I think he would been in about the 10th or 11th grade one. But Morgan immediately challenged me and Joey, and he get his guy that he wanted, and we'd play some basketball, see who was the best,
2-on-2.
2-on-2.
Yeah.
And we ended up beating the snot out of him. He didn't know Joey could play that well.
Right. He didn't know he was that athletic.
And he just put his foot in his mouth is what he did.
Well, Joey, pretty much his life when he played basketball and baseball,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I can remember being young and watching him play basketball,
Yeah,
and he pitched and played right or left field, I think.
yeah, yeah.
But Joey is 7 years older than me, so I would have been a kid. And for all of you, I'll do this very brief. When Joey got ready to go at a baseball game, he would make me stand on the side of a shed and get down, and he would throw that ball at me, and he would start warming up. I could hear that ball humming through the air, and I was, just trying not to get hit by that ball. He thought it was funny because he
Yeah,
was throwing direct. He was aiming directly at what his target was, and it was
yeah.
me.
Where was this now? What
The
house?
house on Pin Oak, the kind of
Oh, the
bigger
Pinot.
house
Yeah,
that y'all built,
yeah,
that shed you had in the back, that wooden shed you built or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I would get on side. He'd be in that yard before he would leave, and he would throw
He,
that ball right. I'd be, and then go, no, I'd be wanting to leave and whimpering, and no, you got to stay here. And he did it till he had to go on to practice or to a game or whatever he was doing.
yeah.
Um, do
Well,
you?
that's good to know.
Well, I guess, could you see early on with him as a kid that he had the ability to play football and basketball, and he was a little better than everybody else, or maybe as good as the best?
Yeah, I think he had his eye on football, but really he did better in basketball. He was more equipped to do it in basketball because he wasn't a heavy guy. He was just
Long and
muscle
lanky.
and blood and skin and bone
Mm-hmm.
is what he was when he was growing up. And I don't think he ever was, fat or overweight or whatever. He just kept his uh, whatever his weight was whenever he got into the senior ball.
Well, when he stopped playing football, he was playing quarterback, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. And then, as far as baseball, we already said what he did there. And basketball, he played for, I think, Nicky Boyd was the
yeah.
coach.
Nicky was his coach.
Yeah.
I can remember one time that I don't know whether I said this before, they were tied up and may have went into overtime, but no, no, they were not going. They were working the ball down till the last shot,
Right.
and Joey took the last shot and made it.
Yeah.
And as we talked to Coach Boyd, and he wanted to ride back with us instead of him riding the bus back.
Right.
So Coach Boyd allowed him to, but he was burning up with fever that night, and we didn't know it until we got him into the car and found out about it.
And he
He
played
just,
sick.
he just, yeah.
Well, I remember that shot. It was
Oh,
on the left baseline with 0.04 seconds left, and
yeah,
Joey sank the last second shot and won the game.
yeah,
Okay, the only reason I do know that, people, is because was there,
yeah,
and the scrapbook with the newspaper articles in it, and I have read it before, and that's the reason I know that. It's not
yeah,
because I can remember that
yeah.
to that point, but I do remember this. You gave me a $5 bill to go take to Joey and give it to him in the locker room, and Joey kissed that $5 bill. Honest story.
Oh, is that right?
He was so excited. The locker room was so excited, and I was a little kid standing around in there when I just went in and handed him that, and he kissed it. But yeah, he made the last second shot. Um, he had a chance, an opportunity to go
Well,
pitch,
he came up here
right,
to
and then
Harding.
after he got out, he had a chance to play for Harding, right? University,
Uh,
as a walk on or something.
yeah, I think that's all it was. If he wanted to give it a whirl, he could, but he chose not to. He run across this woman named Robin Spires,
The current woman he's
the
married to
current
still.
woman, yeah, and they have a little girl named Jessie.
Yeah,
But
that would have been
he was,
your first granddaughter, because Kendall, my son, was your first grandson.
yeah,
Um, I said something about Uncle Frank, and maybe just because of the difference in age, you just didn't have a lot of interaction because you had to do what you had to do, and he had to do what he had to do. Um, do you recall Aunt Dorothy and Uncle Marilou? Um, as far as children, were they way too young, and you were way too old to interact with them? As far as uh, I just was wondering, did you play games together like kids play games?
We had each one of us had so much going on because about every one of us was athletic, especially myself and Lonnie, myself, and Dorothy was really good. She was short.
What did she play?
She played basketball.
Okay, Aunt Dorothy
She
played
was
basketball.
good.
She was real good, huh?
Yeah, and Mary was better than what she was because
Wow.
she was more of a tomboy.
Yeah.
She was growing up because she had these two brothers, well, actually three, one
Uncle
below her,
Frank.
and one
Yeah.
two above her. But she, Mary ended up the the most athletic, and I think it's because she had somebody that she played with all the time, and they see we had a basketball goal out there in the field towards Siphons, and my dad put up one next to the levee, and then one back down towards where the willows, we call them the willows,
Right.
where it's all growed up down there. But and put it to actual length of
A
the
basketball
court,
court.
yeah.
Wow.
And one goal went up towards the levee, and the other one was back down towards old, I want to say the barn. We had a little lean-to as a barn where the cows and the calves and the pigs stayed. But we pretty much, as I think back, my dad didn't want to. He came to the games, but he was a lot of times he was drunk.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of times he was that way, and especially in football games, something like that. And there was I can name some places off that I remember. In fact, I told him one time, I said, Dad, go and get off the field. There's no use you being out here. Just get off the field. And he turned around and left. He got off the field. At one time, I had a little bit of power over him because all my buddies was right there.
Had some bag over.
Yeah. Well, it's down the hill in Arkansas is where it was. And the field, they had a drain all the way around that field, and it had a concrete basin in it. And no boys tackled me as I was going out of bounds into that basin. And I remember I got real close to this concrete cover. Well, it was a place that was built up where the water really went into. And that was one of them. And I ended up just getting a scratch whenever I went across that concrete. Yeah. It wasn't, it
broke
was,
a leg or
I
on the
don't,
back or whatever.
but we were just football players, and we expected people, whoever designed that field, it was stupid the way they had it designed.
Dangerous.
It was really dangerous to play on.
Well, we're at a point that we can stop and start back again next week. I hope everyone likes, shares, and subscribes or follows to this channel. And I really appreciate my dad taking time and telling me things that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. As I said before, this is raw and unedited. I will not cut anything out of what's been said. And that's just the way it's going to be. The truth is the truth. Till next week, everybody. Goodbye.
Take care.